Hello everyone and welcome to Road America for round 3 of the South African simGT series, the 2018.2 season. And of course this is the Division 1 race this evening, which Division 2 and 3 on Wednesday evening. And we're watching Redline Racing's Christopher Langeveld's out of the pits first to get things underway. And welcomed in the commentary, or joined in the commentary booth by Gert James. Welcome, Gert.
Thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure as always.
Absolutely. And, yeah, we have some exciting racing. Of course, Road America providing some great racing throughout the years at Sim Race South Africa, and I don't think we can expect anything less this evening. Langeveld's been pretty quick here in seasons before as well. Let's see what he can do with the Mercedes-Benz AMG GT3. A big shout out to everybody watching on YouTube live. I see people are streaming through to watch. Langeveld starts his first flying lap. Of course, this qualifying session just 15 minutes long, and we are we've got just over 12 minutes remaining. So no time to sit back and relax. Gotta get going.
Extremely technical track this. Lots of banked corners, off camber. A lot of the surface of this track seems to be a bit smoother than you would expect as well, so it requires a bit of a softer foot to get out of those corners.
Yeah.
One of those off cambered corners.
We saw Langeveld there just getting out of the throttle, running a bit wide on exit. And I think Christopher Langeveeld were looking for a good result this evening. Hasn't pulled off a win just yet this season, so he's pretty hungry for one, I would assume. Was giving Bashir Jadwat a good run for his money in last season's 2018.1 South African simGT Sprint Q Series. They're already missing out in that winning that championship.
That's one of those corners where if you don't time your braking just right there, you can find yourself in the same pit very easily. Because you approach it and it's a little bit blind. If you missed your brake marker just narrowly, it like creeps up on you.
Langeveld's coming across the line, and let's see what he can produce. His lap time seemed valid, I think, so problem there with track limits perhaps for Langeveeld. But anyway, Jim Clark now goes quicker to the 2:03.242. Clark only his second race at Sim Race South Africa, coming second in his debut race in the GT4 series. But, yes, Clark gave me another good run this evening so far. Provisional pole position for him in the Ferrari. Interesting. Not the easiest car to drive yet.
Definitely not. It's one of those cars that if I see it, I want to set it on fire.
So Clark setting the pace early on. Wow, this is a big surprise. And Rousseau is second, just a 10th of a second off him. Jadwat, Rousseau's teammate there for Squadra Ghostworks, in third position. And then we've got Netcare RPM's Bongi Mavid in fourth position. Chris Heineke 2 in fifth, and as you see, Haynes now up into fourth. We've got both Haynes brothers racing this evening. Timothy Haynes now up into fourth for Algo Talk Racing. Yeah, great to see the Haynes brothers both in Division 1 this week. Let's have a look at Gabriel Rousseau now. He's a good, almost, over a 10th of a second up in his best delta.
Expect that to be a little bit quicker as well by the time that he gets to the end of the track. Smooth as you like.
Yeah. And so using the track limits exception there on turn 12, you can run as wide as you like on exit. And Rousseau taking full advantage of that. Since he's lange vaart to the set.
There we go. There goes the Delta.
Yeah, so this is going to be a provisional pole for Gert Rousseau and Squadron Ghostworks.
Well done. Jadwat running a sub 203 in practice, preceding this qualification session.
And Gert, we've got some people in the YouTube lounge to sing. They're hearing me. I'm not sure if you've got speakers in the background. That's not too loud.
Are they not hearing you?
They're hearing me, but it sounds like they're hearing me twice for some reason.
Oh dear. That's quite unfortunate.
Are you using headphones or speakers, Gert?
Headphones.
Headphones, okay, that's odd. Okay. Perhaps in OBS, if you see me speaking twice, there's somewhere you can turn one of them off. I don't know. Let's see how we go. I don't think it's that bad though. Anyway, back to the action. Rousseau in provisional pole position. Clark second. Wow, big surprise here. Clark for Clark Racing in the Ferrari. Jadwat in third. And we got Timothy Haynes in fourth position. Marcus Steiner up into fifth. Bongi Mabida down to sixth. Heineke seventh. Hembury eighth. And Feldenes ninth. And Adrian Govender completes the top 10. Jonathan Benstein, no, it just sounds very dramatic. Okay, well, that's good, I suppose. I'll take that. And a big shout out to everybody watching once again. Welcome everybody back racing after a 2-week break. Rousseau's going to abandon that lap now. Jim Clark responding, almost a 10th of a second up for those lost time there. Let's see if he can regain that position at Ferrari. Langenvaart up into second in the red line Mercedes-Benz. So we've got a McLaren from Mercedes-Benz from a Ferrari. So I'd like to see my BOP calculations coming right. No, apparently I sound like I've had a vodka and I have a lisp.
Whenever you speak, I'm trying to mute my microphone on my side. Maybe it'll stop the double speak on your end.
Perhaps. Maybe there are two audio streams coming through to your PC somewhere. I'm not sure. It's strange.
Possibly.
Let me check my microphone. Maybe I'm doing something silly. Okay, my other one's off. Yeah. So due to some technical issues today, we've had to make a change in our streaming setup. So anyway, things are going better than I was expecting this evening. Thanks to you, Gert. And Jim Clark. No, he's not going to improve, is he? No, he's going to run wide though. Okay, let's go and have a look at Rousseau's on an outlap. I think Clark is not going to quite improve yet. He's got over 5 minutes remaining. Jadwat now will not improve this lap. There's the Oliphant now up half a second. That will give him a 2:03.2. Challenging Clark for third position now is secured RP Madcaps Leslie Oliphant. Let's see what he can do in this McLaren. Timothy's saying it's not. No, the sound's not too bad, so I mustn't worry too much, Gert. Oliphant I'm looking for a good drive onto the main straight. What can he do now?
That was so close to the perfect drive out of there, but it's still he's still gaining.
Oliphant goes.
Well done.
Third position. Hey, Gert. Impressive lap. Look how close the times are. It's unbelievable. Wow. So many 203s, 204s, and just tenths of a second separating them. 4 minutes remaining now. Who's going to lay down a reserve up a 1/10 of a second?
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Almost 2/10 now.
Just watch that wheel. For anyone wanting to know how these guys go fast, watch the actual steering wheel.
Yeah, okay, there's their one movement. There isn't a change of movements, all one way, nice and smooth. Slight correction there. Not too bad, run slightly wide. Reserves actually lost a bit of time that lap. Let's go and see what Langevaart's doing. He's on an out lap. Olifant is in the pits. Clark now up a 1/10 of a second. This will take second, will it? Let's see what happens here now.
That's second, definitely.
Oh, wow. So what a fight we got on this evening.
I would be interested to see what Jadwat's going to be doing. I don't think he's too happy with sitting in 5th position here.
Look at this. Christopher Langevaart now up almost 2/10 of a second.
Langevaart might be challenging for pole here. If he keeps that delta exactly the same to the end, he's going to take pole. Good drive, good drive. He's gaining. Oh dear.
Wow, look at that game.
It's going down now. He may have overcooked it a bit in that area. But he's still up. Keep it nice and simple. Bank the gains.
This is going to be so tough.
Curb the nerves. Nice turn in. Get on the gas.
Oh, nailed it.
Oh, yes, baby.
Oh, yes, here we go. 202s, here we go.
Beautiful.
To the front. Wow. That's what, 9/10 of a second. No, not 9/10, 9/100ths of a second.
Beautiful. Is Jadwat still out on track?
Yeah. But look at this. Rousseau responding now. Almost 2/10 up. Clark's on an out lap. This is what it all comes down to now.
So doesn't need much. He only needs about, you know, that 0.9 that you're talking about to get there.
Oh, he's not going to get it.
Oh, no.
He's not going to get it this time round. Now Clark now responding. Almost a 10th up in his best time. Oh, he's lost it. That's how hard they're pushing everyone.
He went for me.
Judd Watts is down in 5th position. He's not going to want to be there. Well,
that's a very unfortunate qualification session for Jadwat, considering where he was in free practice. He was well into the 202s.
So yeah, this is a surprise qualifying result here. Langevaart looks to start the race from the front with Rousseau in 2nd, Clark in 3rd. Well, so big surprises here this evening. So Mabida now is not going to improve this lap, I don't think. 2/10 down on his best delta. Who else is on a lap? There's just Forgive me for scrolling through here so fast. I think everyone's in the pits. JP Paul now, he is in 19th. I'm not going to improve this lap. And yeah, that is it. Christopher Langeveld will start from pole position this evening. And, setting the pace.
That's amazing work. Hats off to Mr. Langeveld. Of course, a new inductee into the Proteus Sim Sports team as well. Looking forward to driving alongside him. And if this is but a small taste of things to come, can't wait.
I think I might have found my echo problem. Okay, did that sort it out, hopefully. Let's see what everybody says. I think my webcam was just as a microphone. It looks like I was transmitting to it as well. Okay, so that's qualifying done and dusted. And we've got 50 seconds before we move on to the race session. And while we wait for the formation lap, I'll just go through the current championship point standings. I can't bring it up on screen, unfortunately, but I can read it out. We've got Bashir Jadwat leading the way with 2 victories so far this season, this championship. So Bashir Jadwat for Squadra Ghostworks unbeaten so far this season in the 2018.2 South African simGT series. Gabriel his teammate in second with 47 points. Jadwat with 50, of course. Leslie Oliphant tied for second with Rousseau, with also 47 points, of course. Then we got Bongi Mabida and Christopher Langeveld tied for 4th position. And then we got Mark Steyn, Jason Absmeyer, Chris Heineke, Mark Hembry, Kerry Crawford complete the top 10 in the championship so far. And, so this Christopher Langeveld, if he had to win this race, it would do wonders for his championship campaign. And then in the teams championship, the Squadra Ghostworks leading the way, 7 points ahead of secured RP Madcape. And unfortunately, Jason Absmeyer not racing in Division 1 this week, so it's going to hit their championship ambitions. But RPM Netcare 911 in 3rd position. Bongi Mabina and Kerry Crawford there with 86 points. Redline Racing Alpha, Wizzy Dapple and Christopher Langeveld in 4th position with 85 points. Red Bull Ghostworks, Marcus and Leon Lamprecht in 5th position with 84 points. And we are around 30 odd seconds before the start of this formation lap, before we get this 43 lap race underway. And Christopher Langeveld will be looking to convert this pole position to his first victory this season. Okay, we've got 2 commentator cars in the pits. That's great.
Yeah, let me not be the reason for botching the stream completely with my car still being out on track.
Okay, all commentators have got to do it. So I've done it, but Van has done it.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, no, that's something that we want to happen, of course.
Won't allow myself to.
I did it 2 races in a row, so. Okay, apparently I'm still echoing, so.
You know what? Tough. If you're echoing, you're twice as nice.
Hey. It's really nice then. Okay, of course we started the formation lap now. Langenfeld leading the field around on this formation lap. Everybody weaving side to side, trying to get those tyres all warmed up. Interesting enough for Sir, not doing a lot of that. Oh, thanks guys, a lot of love coming through. We love to hear your voice twice. I'll take that. And Rossona, I guess he's weaving side to side going. And I'm pretty excited about this race. Those times were pretty exciting qualifying. Of course, the Mercedes-Benz is extremely strong down the main straight, with the McLaren's lacking a bit. The Ferrari's not too bad though, so let's see if Clark can get on top of Rousseau down the main straight. Langenfeld now reached up the bunch-up point where he slows down especially to get the field all nice and close together. Doing a sterling job, showing his experience. And here we go. Langenfeld can get things underway and off he goes, catches everybody sleeping. And Rossona under pressure from Clark. Look at this. Off we go. Start lap 2 effectively, and where they can start racing. And Clark's in the slipstream for Rousseau now. Down to turn and we go. Not quite close enough to make a move now, is Jim Clark. But definitely in his sights. Rousseau. What do you find now under pressure from Judd Watt? Jonathan's Ben saying when Cat mutes his mic, the echo goes away. So, what are you doing, Cat? That's correct.
I will speak when spoken to.
So, Langenfeld moving away now from Rousseau. And Clark putting pressure on Rousseau, bringing Oliphant and Jadwat with him. And then in 8th position, the battle for 7th, in fact, as Timothy Haynes looking strong in 7th. He's got Mark Stan all over him. Under the famous bridge we go. And, Algor Talk leading Rebel Ghostworks for the moment. And, we've still got 41 laps remaining, of course. Governed and Leandro Sparks fighting it up for 10th. For 11th position, I beg your pardon. Here comes the move now from the Sparks up there. Oh, I think it makes slight contact. Wow, that's a bit naughty. But gets away with it. And through goes Sparks to 11th position. And next up for Leandro Sparks is Mark Henneberry. Henneberry had a horrific accident in this car. I think it was last season, hitting the wall on the left-hand side. It has just gone through now.
It was quite a big prank. I think he was involved in that accident with Gert Crawford, if memory serves me correct.
That's correct. Absolutely. That's what I'm thinking about. Haynes now with a look at Quake Claessens. Quite able to make it stick there. Claessens wise to it. Of course, great to see Quake Claessens in combat in the Virtual Le Mans series this last Saturday. Doing very well in the RSA Protea Sim Sports Porsche, starting from 22nd and finishing the race with UCAT in 14th position in class. Good run.
Showed great composure for a rookie in a top flight international competition.
Oh, move here from Governor, and he pays Leandre Sparks back. And now Haynes looking to profit from that contact between the two. So a great opening lap tussle between Governor and Sparks. We really want that 11th position. This is Henneberry making a move on teammate Heineke. Interesting swapping positions there. Good move there by Henneberry. Not sure if Heineke made a mistake out of the last corner, but Henneberry takes advantage and is up to 9th position. And Langeveld now under pressure from Gabriel Rousseau. Rousseau is caught right up to him, brought Clark and Oliphant with him, so the four pretty close together. So Oliphant really hassling Clark now for 3rd position. Past Clark to go after Rousseau.
Slipstream up the main straight is going to be interesting. Oh dear. I don't think he's got the legs up the hill here to make a move on Clark now.
Seeing the McLaren of Rousseau so close to Langeveld, going to have a hard time with Rousseau now as the McLaren comes to its own now through the twisty bits. But I tell you what, that Ferrari in 3rd position of Clark is on the pace, and I think a bit quicker than the cars in front of him. It's been amazing racing so far, very clean. No incidences so far, no cars turning around anywhere. Rousseau under pressure. Not often we see this. And when he is under pressure, it's normally from his teammate Bashir Jadwat. We saw this before. Oliphant right with Clark. Let's see if Oliphant can make a move now.
He must just be patient. Set himself up for the start-finish. He's a little bit closer to Clark now than he was the previous lap. See if he's making any headway. Doesn't look like it, no. That Ferrari looks frighteningly fast down a straight.
We've got Lamprecht and Ferrand battling for 16th, but Lamprecht's pulled the gap there. Ferrand. I think Ferrand just ran a bit wide there. So let's go back to this battle now. So Oliphant looking to go on the outside of Clark. Clark's not having it though. It's a great fight this is for third position. Oliphant now looking for move up the inside. Clark covers him again. That beautiful black 117 Ferrari. 488 Ferrari with a 117 number. I do know my cars. Chad Watts having quite a time here with Bonky Mabida. So Netcare RPM challenging Squadra Ghostworks, the second Squadra car.
Not entirely sure why Jadwan is 2 seconds behind Oliphant. It could well be that he's biding his time, or it could be that he's got his hand full with Mabida on his tailpipe.
Could be. To tell you what, if the Porsche can just stick with McLaren now, I think he'll be passing down the main straight of the Porsche incredibly quick in a straight line. Let's see what happens now. On board now with Mabida. Not able to make any inroads there.
Oh dear, he's definitely had the cleaner exit. He's all over Jadwan, my word. It's exciting times. Under braking. He's taking him.
Great move by Mabida. Netcare RPM up into that 5th position. Clark's trying to find a way past Rousseau. So Squadra Ghostworks under pressure. We haven't seen this yet this season. It's great to see the rest of the field catching up to them.
It's called collusion. They're colluding to dethrone.
Oh, and Clark's made a mistake. Onto the grass he goes. Oh, how did Oliphant not get past him?
He's trying.
Clark's scrambling now.
He's trying. Yeah. Not the place to do it. Keep it simple.
Oliphant will get the cut back, will he? Slingshot, yes he will. They're going to go side by side now. Clark's going to squeeze him. Oh, great defensive driving there, Gert.
I'm not entirely sure that was the right place to try and do that. I mean, the McLaren is superior under braking. if he could get really close and just stay there, be patient, and just get out of that, you know, that early part of the third sector, down the start-finish straight and then catch a toe, he can very easily outbrake, catch, slingshot, and outbrake the Ferrari into the first corner.
We've got a great fight in the Mabida and Gert. You're quite right, Gert. Normally in the McLaren we'll be able to outbrake Ferrari, but I'm just not sure if we can outbrake that Ferrari. You know what I mean?
Oh my word!
Gert with a dummy up the inside. Thanks for coming, it's made a mistake.
That's a dive bomb off the road.
He had to try it though. Insane racing.
Last time I saw a dive bomb like that, it was you with Paul Ricard on me.
If you say so. Yeah, that was an amazing race.
BMW 2 Series will never look the same to me ever again.
Yeah, that was an incredible race. I think we swapped like position just about every lap for many laps.
Exactly.
Just about every corner. Yeah. Okay, so let's go back to our race here. Christopher Langerfeld now has pulled the gap to Rousseau. It's a good, 1.8 seconds ahead. So this is going the way of Langerfeld for the moment. And of course Rousseau in second. Clark is starting to pull away from Oliphant now. And what's interesting now, normally you see the McLarens pull away at the start and they tend to fall back later on when their tyres start wearing out and the other cars start moving towards them. And now they don't have that buffer in this race. Let's go have a look at Adrian Govender and Daniel Haynes fighting over 11th position. Big slide there by Govender, keeps it under control. Haynes goes slightly wide, and behind them we've got Leandro Sparks in 13th position. Doing a fine job there for Sparks Racing. There's Leandro. We've got Wesley Ferrant and Rian Lamprecht fighting on the 16th position. Let's go back to our fight at the front. As Rousseau can't get away from Clark. Someone we haven't spoken about this evening yet is Mark Dane. Haynes, Dane, the driver of that last. I think he'll be side by side with Timothy for turn 1 in the slipstream. Timothy goes defensive, trying to force Stan into the wall. And I think Stan's going to get this job done. Oh, they're going to make slight contact. Oh, and Haynes runs wide. They're still side by side. To turn 2 we go. But Stan's just going to squeeze Haynes slightly wide and then take that position. So Stan up to 7th. He's a good 4 seconds behind Judd Watts in the sister Squadra Ghost Works car. Oh, and Haynes is coming back at Stan. Look at this. I'll go talk. I'm not having any of this. Stan gets the cut back, trying to get the drive. With the inside line now. Oh, nice, great racing. Slight contact with all fair. And these two fighting it out is allowing Mark Hembry to catch up to them.
Clark seems to be hassling Rousseau right now. Oh dear. Oh dear.
I'll tell you what, Clark's having a good look at Rousseau's diffuser there.
He can smell the petrol fumes. Need to keep it clean. Oh, he let him go, it seems.
Good move there by Clark, using the track limit exception, running wide at turn 1. That is allowed. Clark now to second position. He's only 2.7 seconds behind race leader Langeveld. And Rousseau now coming the pressure from Oliphant now in 4th position.
This is as surprising as it is healthy for sim race South Africa. With Rousseau and Jadwat in 3rd and 6th respectively.
You don't often see that, Gert. You're quite right. You never see that, in fact.
Fight being taken to the two experienced toppies.
Mercedes-Benz starting to move around at the back. Saw a bit of a wiggle there out of that last corner. But Langeveld on top of it. And that gap's come down. Clark has pulled that gap down to 1.9 seconds.
Clark was about 0.5 of a second faster that lap than Langeveld was.
And Mark Hembry is caught up to the Staines Hens battle for 7th. It's 3 McLarens in a row.
Langeveld must have made a serious mistake somewhere. Gap came down by half a second inside half a lap.
I just feel that Clark's got the measure of Langeveld pace was.
I think it is indeed the rears that's gone off on the Langeveld car. gained almost a whole second on this lap.
Yeah, and also, as you said, Rousseau's coming with Clark as well. So I think you could be right. Those tyres are going off in the Mercedes-Benz. Always Langenfeld just biding his time, looking after the car.
Oh my word, Gabriel Rousseau with the fastest lap of the race so far, 2:04.6. What a time to pull that one out of the hat.
Clark's right with Langenfeld now, Gert. So he's got him in his sights.
This is going to be
the problem that Ferrari's got now is the straight line performance in events, but perhaps the Ferrari's just going to drive around him. Let's see what happens.
I'm thinking Rousseau is not even too eager to get too close to them, because just driving normally will see you close the gap on them naturally, simply because of the fighting that's going to happen invariably. And he may want to just keep a car or two's length between himself and Clark, just in case there is some sort of contact between the two and he can pounce.
And Langenfeld scrambling here, Gert. He's all over the show. And Clark can see that. He's looking for an opportunity now. And of course, Rousseau will be wanting them to come together so he can just drive past, waving.
Is it possible for you to see what tyres Langenfeld has started on? Because I've got a suspicion he may have started on softs.
He is on the soft tyre, yes. That's what I can see.
That's your answer right
Clark is on. Cannot see what Clark is on. Oh, it's got the remove here. Oh, it's almost come together.
Oh my word! There we go. There we go. And here comes Rousseau as well. Exactly what I was talking about. Langenfeld got mugged. And he's bringing Oliphant as well. Oh my word.
All this end in tears. I'm a bit worried about this. Let's see what happens now. Oh, Chris. No, Oliphant. Oh, and the Mercedes-Benz got inside. Gert keeps under control. Grant to the Mercedes-Benz sees him pass Oliphant for the moment.
I think what we have seen here is a byproduct of someone qualifying in first position and thinking that he can probably take advantage by not having to fight with someone up front by putting soft tyres on the car. If you qualify up in front, it's normally a viable option to go out on soft tyres, but as we all know, Mercedes aren't exactly the most lenient on soft tyres, but he made it work for an admirable period during the race.
Oh, and Oliphant's thrown it away.
Oh,
around
no.
he goes. Then McLaren's just let go mid-corner.
Bida now finding himself in 4th position. Jodward up in 5th.
Stand right the outside of Oliphant.
Oh!
What happened there? What happened there? It's all gone pear-shaped. Hands involved as well.
Sweet
Hennebury
mother.
escapes that. Just, that's gone terribly wrong. I'm not sure what happened there. So that car is destroyed. Oliphant now hit the wall a couple of times. I'm not sure what happened there. Almost like he veered into staying there. But I'm not sure if he put a tire in the grass or what happened there. Anyway, Langenfeld in the pits now. He's obviously noticed that his tires are gone off now. He's coming for his only stop of the race, it should be.
Yeah, I've got a suspicion mediums are coming on now. There's no way he's going to go out with softs again.
It's just as if Oliphant's car just went sideways. I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe he did tires or what that was. Anyway, that's ended a couple of people's races. Not ended them, but severely hampered them.
That's the harsh reality. Sim racing.
Yeah. And Oliphant comes into the pits to repair that damage. Hope they can get out again. Langeveld rejoining 16th position with a pretty clean air now. And Peter and Judd White fighting it out for third position. Nose to tail. Oh, what a move there by Judd White around the outside. And McLaren's run wide. Here comes the Porsche.
On distance, I do believe that the McLarens will probably be better on its tyres than cars like the Mercedes and the Porsche can be. The rears on the Porsche simply can't handle long distances on its tyres, especially when you're really grilling it. It takes a lot of setup work to get cars that don't treat their tires all that well to keep them for as long as possible in a good enough shape to just get to a pit stop without losing too much time.
Haynes now under pressure from Steyn. Leandro Sparks in 10th position.
These McLarens don't look too good. They look like they drove through a mob of zombies.
Coven having a really strong race here this evening in the BMW, 7th position. Finge Samurai, followed too by Timothy Haynes in 8th position. Not for saying Timothy Haynes on debut in Division 1 this week. Great to see that team progressing.
Langeveld, after his early pit stop, currently finding himself in 15th position. Made up a couple of positions after his pit stop. With almost the entire field still to pit, it's going to be interesting to see where he is after that round of pit stops.
a bit of damage to the Al Gore Talk McLaren. Timothy Haynes in the wall this evening. Clark well in command of this race now, 3-second lead ahead of Rousseau. And Judd Watt now to third position, of course, just 6 seconds behind Rousseau. Steyn now has got a run on Haynes. And, yeah, Langerfeld has in fact gone to the medium tyre, just pit stop. These guys to make inroads towards Judd Watt for third. Yeah.
What these guys are doing on banged up McLarens right now is admirable.
Oh, dive here up the inside.
Oh, look at that!
Podgy, podgy.
I'll have that back, thank you.
Fantastic racecraft, everyone. Great driving. Oh, and Gert, what can we throw over these three cars?
A blanket.
There we go.
A
wait for that.
A rather long one, but a blanket nonetheless.
Oh, it's staying up the inside. Wow, Haynes is not having it. Timothy Haynes shuts the door. Nice defensive driving. Here comes Leandro Sparks. He's gonna mug Steyn for 9th position. Wow.
That's a bit of how's your father right there.
Oh, and Steyn's really struggling. Look at that. Sideways through that last corner. He's coming to the pits now. As Daniel Haynes, Timothy's brother, now up into 11th. You get to 10th now, of course, after Steyn's pits. So great showing here for the Haynes family. Currently 8th and 10th. And Clark is checking out here somewhat. He's left Rousseau behind by the tune of almost 4 seconds. Looking strong. And the car looking nice and stable through the corners.
Everyone else going for the flashy liveries. Mr. Clark going with a Knight Rider fit.
Yeah, he doesn't have a team name either on his application. Team name? None. It's a team none. But, plain livery, and he's just showing everybody how to do it. Of course, rocked up in the GT4 series, his debut race, about what was that, 3 weeks ago or so. It came second. And a very competitive championship GT4 series is as well. And leading Division 1 Round 3 at Road America. Fantastic to see a new talent like that joining. Here comes Mabida now with a run on Judd Watt for third position. Judd Watt sees him coming, goes defensive. Claessen's one of the Haynes brothers also in the pits. JP Paul's retired from the race. I think he's been in the pits for quite a while. Claessen's in the pits as well. So reaching this halfway points of the race now. Everybody looking to do their mandatory pit stop. Got Langerfeld chasing down Boy for 11th. Of course, this is slowing down Langerfeld. It's not helping his strategy at all. Coming in early, 9 traffic. Was the danger of an early pit stop. Nice move up the inside. Boy now got lamp braked all over him.
Keep in mind, none of these drivers need to step aside for Langerfeld. He's not lapping them.
No, yeah.
He has to physically drive to get in front of him, which makes his accomplishment, you know, getting back from, you know, 17th or 18th position after his pit stop up to 11th now, all the better.
So Boy now in from 11th position. His pit stop. We've got the lone Nissan Skyline of Damien Hellcat for Talk Dirty Racing. Currently in 20th position. He's got Osman Veli for company. May and Claessen's together now. This is for 16th position. Claessen's on a pit stop already though. His teammate Boy rejoins from his pit stop. Nice move. Beaten now into the pits, the first of our front runners from 4th position. Racing Judd Watt for 3rd. So looking to get the undercut on Judd Watt if you can. Stops just behind JP Paul, who unfortunately is retired from the race in the Black Widow Ferrari. And everybody else into the pits from 6th position.
On what compound is Clark and Rousseau and Judd Watt?
I can only see Clark, unfortunately. He's on the medium tyre.
Okay.
And Rousseau's on the medium, Judd Watt's on the medium, Heineck is also on the medium.
Okay.
Jonathan Bates has confirmed in the YouTube live chat the Grossworks drivers on medium tyres.
And if memory serves me correctly, neither one of the front three is pitted so far.
Correct.
Right, okay.
It's only Langevaart, one of our front runners, pitted so far. Currently 9th position on the medium tyre.
It's going to be interesting to see whether or not any one of the front three is going to try and push it as deep as possible with the medium tyres and maybe have like a final run on softs possibly.
It's not a bad idea.
Obviously it depends on what the pre-race strategy was, because it's not exactly something you can decide midway through a race if you didn't take on the field to do it.
Yeah. Bit of traffic now. Still fighting for position as Clark comes in, our race leader. Let's see where he rejoins in relation to Langevaart. Peter trying to force his way through, but front won't be getting blue flags. As you mentioned before, Gert is going to have to drive around him. Heineke has got past him, nice move.
Not too much of a problem there.
Clark's going to rejoin now. Well ahead of Langevaart. And of course, pit stopping now, Governor Heineke for Ryan Payne, Calvinus. So Langevaart's a good 14 seconds behind Clark. And it's very important for Clark is that he's rejoined in clean air as he makes a mistake on the grass, pushing a bit too hard on cold tires, I think. And Gabriel Rousseau now will be pushing like crazy to try and extend that gap to Clark. You're watching those delta times, possibly the gap back to Clark if he can. I'm sure he has that gap on his screen.
It looks like the two Haynes brothers are busy chasing each other down.
So Gabriel Rousseau for Squadra Ghost is currently leading, but still needs to do his mandatory pit stop. His main rival, Jim Clark, has done his pit stop. And he's 39 seconds behind Rousseau. Lamprecht now to the pits from 6th position. So just keep an eye on the gap between Rousseau and Clark. Currently 40 seconds. In comes Rousseau. This will be interesting now with Clark.
Yeah, this is going to be for more medium tyres. Way too many laps remaining for softs.
Chadward also in from second. Quadrigo selecting to bring both the cars in at the same time.
That poor pit crew.
Clark's easily going to take this lead. Do you think Rousseau's a bit closer this time around? So let's watch this gap now. 3.1 seconds between Clark and Rousseau. Can Rousseau chase him down? He's got a good 17 laps remaining. 18 laps remaining.
Can we confirm that that Rousseau is currently on the mediums?
Yes, he's on the medium tyre.
Okay.
This is Adrian Gammodov for Synergy Samurai against Leandre Sparks of Sparks Racing. BMW versus McLaren. All over 8th position. We've got Claessens and Oliphant fighting over 14th. Also BMW versus McLaren. Oh, maybe from Oliphant up the inside. That's brave. Getting that job done.
He barged in like an Oliphant. Like an Oliphant in a China shop.
Waiting for that all season long, Gert. That's the stream now.
Dude, you can't imagine how miffed I am that there's no driver here that's called Bull.
And looky, Rousseau is right with Clark. We've got a race for the lead. Quite sure what's happened. Perhaps Clark's made an error, or is just Rousseau got that raw pace?
Yeah, I think that may have been a bit of a tank slapper somewhere. So that's not just Rousseau catching. They've been too closely matched in lap times over the first stint. Yeah, for Rousseau to just gain 2 seconds on him in one lap like that. But it's going to feel the pressure now. This is going to be a test of his character. I do suspect that Gabriel Rousseau will be the calmer of the two. Watch the steering inputs on Gabriel Rousseau's car. Smooth as you like. Not overturning the wheel, not scrubbing the front tires, keeping the grip as much as possible on the wheels that's supposed to turn the car.
One movement in one direction.
writing of poetry.
The run, yes, we're signing the fourth. Oh, contact! Contact again! Oh,
he gave that position back. He gave that position back.
I think so. I think so.
I think he poked his nose in there to intimidate more than it was to actually take the pass. And in the end, caused a bit of a shunt, which he was only glad to give back. Or we was only too glad to give the position back, should I say. It's been a long Monday. But I think that shunt came with a message as well. It just reminded him that he's there. Catching a bit of slipstream now. Oh dear. Clark holding his nerve admirably. I somehow don't think that Clark's a rookie.
Let's just say Jim Clark's got some racing experience.
It shows.
If you ask Marcus Stone, Jim Clark is a hairdresser. But it's not. It's not. Clark's starting to get away now from Rousseau. So we look at the Claasen's Keldernes battle now, as Keldernes powers his way past that BMW for 15th position. Good job. So Claasen can go back at him now. Jonathan Benson, the YouTube live chat, igniting the rumor again into these live stream chats, but it hasn't since Clark arrived. Sneaky, sneaky. Sparks and Daniel Haynes now together. You see Daniel's actually got ahead of his brother Timothy. And we can move up the inside. Sparks not having it. Shuts the door. Governor doing a great job there in 8th position.
I can think of 2 things you absolutely have to do with a surname like Sparks. You absolutely have to be sim racing, and you absolutely have to be an electrician. And I can think of a 3rd thing. You need to name one of your children Bright. It's called the Monday evening.
We have to ask Leandro what his team put him at school. I suspect it might have been one of them.
It's called a Monday evening wandering mind.
Rousseau's closer gap to Clark now by 0.3 of a second. So I think getting ready for another attempt. We've got 13 laps remaining. And hoping my makeshift internet line is going to hold together to the end of the race. Let's see how we go. For myself personally, of course, not the race service all sorted out.
You might need to turn down the resolution on the stream or whatever.
Yeah. No, I'm not watching any streams or anything. Just watching the live chat, yeah. Holden-Jones now challenging Lamprecht for... I think they cramped down. So a good showing here by Holden-Jones, looking good. A bit more consistency this time around. The clock opens up the gap again to Rousseau. Get up to a second now. Rousseau now right with the clock now, just 0.3 of a second in it now. And here comes the charge from Rousseau, I think. Perhaps he's been holding himself back, trying to get the tyres right. Looking to make them last in the race.
Patience, wait for them. Start, finish straight. Get up nice and close, late apex. Hard on the gas. Is he close enough to mount the charge?
I think he is in the slipstream.
Can he go for the dive bomb? Very good defensive driving. Slowly creeping across. Gently and nonchalantly closing the door on Gabriel.
Oh, and Rizzo really chasing the throttle through the last corner. He's pushing like crazy. I don't think Russo's as close as he was the lap before. We're close, likely towards Clark before turn 1. But these two absolutely neck and neck, pace-wise, nothing in it. We've got 10 laps remaining for Russo to make a move. Oh, he done his left, goes right. It's outside. Look at the cut back now, Clark putting pressure on. Clark wins only his second race in Sim Race South Africa. Dueling out with double South African simGT champion Gabriel Russo. Clark just leads Russo behind for that long right-hander. We thought the McLaren was extremely good through the fast aerodynamic dependent corners, but the Ferrari seems a bit better. Would you believe?
I do see some, if my eyes aren't deceiving me, I am seeing some major camber on the front wheels of the Ferrari. It almost looks like the Ferrari's doing the splits.
Yeah, I think you're right, Gert. I can see it myself.
Running major camber like that obviously comes with its pros and cons. Pros is superior mid-corner grip, and cons, well, when driven incorrectly, it can cause the outside of the tire to overheat. And it can cause the car to become a little bit nervous over curbs. tyre preservation in long races, running with a major amount of camber like that is usually not advised.
Behind these two, we've got Bashir Jadwat in third position, closing in slightly on our front runners, now just 4.3 seconds behind. Bonga Mabida in fourth, 2.4 seconds behind him. We've got Langevaart, our former race leader, fifth position, 10 seconds behind Mabida.
That little scrap in front is basically costing Clark and Rousseau about 0.3 of a second a lap. They both have run mid 204s while not chasing each other. They're now doing 205.1, 205.2, with Rousseau doing a sub 205 now on that last lap. And that 0.3 or a 0.4 that they are losing per lap is allowing Jadwat to gain a second every 3 or 4 laps on them. He was about 7 seconds behind Rousseau after the pit stops. And ever since Rousseau caught up to Clark, Jadwat has made up 3 seconds on him.
Trying to force Clark into a mistake here. Interesting mind games here being played by Rousseau, but it's costing the exit, unfortunately. Clark scampers away. So Rousseau trying to surprise Clark with different lines.
Yeah, and exactly what we saw there. Just that move that caused them both to change how they attack that corner to maintain their position on each other has given Jadwat 0.3 of a second advantage. Jadwat might be looking at the clock now, seeing that there's 8 or 9 laps remaining, thinking that if this keeps going, or the battle intensifies up front, he could very well be in with a shot, or maybe stealing this race from them.
Yeah, of course. I mean, if Rousseau goes for a move and they come together and they both go around, then Jadwat will be laughing to win the race.
I mean, look at that.
Just,
even Mabida hasn't given up the fight yet. He just went under 205 as well. And that's a serious effort in that Porsche.
with the two Haynes brothers in 10th and 11th chasing down Leandro Sparks and Governor. It's been a fascinating battle of drivers. And not anyone giving it an inch. So fantastic driving this evening. Very respectful. Close, hard racing. This is what we'd love to see. So of course, if you're watching this, if you want to get involved in the racing at SimRace, very welcome to visit our websites at simracesa.co.za. Click on the Esports Leagues tab, and yeah, you'll find a sign-up form there. And the introduction to championships running this season. And I've just received my 84th sign-up for this season, so a lot of drivers raced against. And we've got a whole new team joining as well for the next GT4 series round as well. And I won't ruin that surprise. We'll wait for that round to happen. So Sparks now pressurizing Govender for 8th position. With the front, Clark moving away from Rousseau again. That gap up to a second. And Legend of Super Road in laughs says that people like, hey, the 3 Mackies chasing him down. Great stuff. And covered under serious pressure now. One of the Mackies is really forcing the issue with him. On board now with Leandro Sparks. Oh, Sparks a look up the inside. Here's unsettled Govender. Great tactic that. Now what can the McLaren do with the BMW down the main straights on lap 38 of 43? Pulls up the slipstream, side by side now. I think the BMW's going to have the legs though. Into 6th gear goes Leandro Sparks. Oh, great driving. Who's on the outside? It's one of the Haynes brothers, I think. He's run wide. He's also having a go at Sparks, who are running on board with. Sparks now up the inside. Govender slams the door again. These two are racing instead of our race leaders. There's 2 battles going on here.
38 laps into the race and the 2 Haynes brothers are separated by half a second.
Here comes Rousseau now, forcing the issue with Clark. Oh, big oversteer moment there for Clark. Rousseau sees this moment. Clark's running wide. Oh, they're going to come together. No, it's going to end in tears. Where's Judd Watt? Judd Watt's coming through. He's going to come through to win the race.
Oh, my word.
Watt goes to the front. Rousseau is scrambling. So is Clark. It's gone pear-shaped.
It's like I predicted it.
And Judd Watt is laughing. He's got 5 laps to go to win this race. And he's doing his second set of Babido, who's up in second for Netgear 9. RPM sim racing team. Clark now down to 3rd. Rousseau down to 5th with another spin. Langerfeld now up into 4th position. So it's all gone. Fair shape for the 2 front runners. And Judd Watt is going to reign supreme at Road America if he can just hold it together for the next 4 laps to make it 3 wins in a row this season to remain unbeaten.
Can I venture one thing here? Just listen to this. I think the biggest winner in this entire race is Bongi Mabira. He's currently in second position.
Unbelievable. And this Max early in the YouTube live chat said, no, that was only mistake of the race. And it's cost him big time. But yeah, Rousseau had to go for it. There was a little opportunity there. And I think he thought it's not going to happen again. He had to go for it. And yeah, fortunately not worked out, and he's down in 5th position is Rousseau.
Bongi must be wishing for this race to end right now.
These two are still betting out as Leandro Sparks has found his way past as we're just catching the action from the front runners. We've just got 3 laps remaining now.
As great a race as Clark has run, I'm actually rooting for Bongi Mabira to hang on to that 2.5 second lead on Clark. That would be a fantastic result for him.
Haynes now having a run. Daniel Haynes now a run on it. Contact there.
Too close.
Oh, fantastic racing. Oh, we're gonna make flight contact.
Well done! Well done!
How did he do that? How did he hang on to that? Edwin Govender, the reflexes of a cat.
Closed his eyes, let go of the wheel. Jesus, take the wheel. Oh, and the Haynes brothers are now getting involved. Oh no!
Oh!
The Haynes brothers are having a bit of a battle now.
Don't tell Mom about that.
I would love to hear them at the braai, the next family braai. No!
Oh, Daniel's tires let go, I think.
I wonder which one's the older one. Because I don't want to be the younger one.
Timothy with a great run out of that last corner.
This is the run you want. He seems to have gotten a decent one. Governor going defensive early.
Who's slowing in front of us? That's one of the back markers. I think that is Morris Mayer in the Heaven Racing McLaren.
Why? Run out of fuel?
No, I think he's just letting the front runners past.
Oh!
McLaren Artis is set in. Oh, here come oh, almost drives in front of his brother there. Oh no, play us, boys.
There's no love lost there. No way!
Oh, contact!
He's getting mobbed by his brother.
So Kevin is loving this. He's moving away now. Side by side we go. To this left-hander. Oh, and Daniel's going to get the cut back. Timothy does a bit of farming. Side by side. Oh, they're going to make contact shooting. Yeah, they go around. There goes Daniel around again. Oliphant recovering now, up to 13th now as he's chasing down Ferrand for 12th. Ferrand and the other Ferrari in this race, of course, for Akko Racing.
I'm going to venture a guess there between those two Baines brothers. There's no team orders there.
No, clearly not. Oh, and Ferrand proper farming there, wow. And Oliphant's going to go past, is he? Yes, he is. His front runs wide again. Does very well to keep it pointing in the right direction.
He's going to have to remove a few dandelions from his grill after the race. Maybe even the ears of a couple of bunnies. And it's best that you don't ask me where that thing or where that thing that I just told you came from. It's personal experience.
And we'll leave that right there. The sheer Jadwat on the penultimate lap. I don't think you would have thought this would have happened about 8 laps ago. Down in what was he, 4th or 5th position.
I think back when Mabida took him and they had a bit of a battle, I don't think he had this in mind at all. So it goes back to way before the pit stop.
But to think Jadwat and Mabida in fact fighting for the win of the race, but what, a quarter way through the race?
Mabida's getting a bit loose now. Clark 1.2 seconds behind. He needs to keep his composure here. He lost a second to Clark there. Final lap. Can he keep his composure?
Surely is going to do it. 1.5 seconds lead. And I think this will be Mabida's best result in the South African simGT series. Did get a podium last season. And I will go one better with a second in Division 1.
Wasn't he one of the last chance qualifiers for this race?
Yes, he was the quickest. Yeah.
Well done, young man.
Fastest last chance qualifier. Yeah. And Bashir Jadwat probably cannot believe his luck. This has gone the way it has gone. And Bashir Jadwat will round the very last corner of this race to make it 3 in a row in the 2018.2 South African simGT series, unbeaten this season so far in our flagship championship.
At this level, you take it any which way it comes.
Yeah. So congratulations to him and Squadron Ghost Works. Bonke Mabito. Best result so far at Simulator South Africa. And,
look at him go.
of course, Jim Clark will get third to complete the podium. Langevaart will finish in 4th position for Redline Racing. Gabriel Rousseau will cross the line to get 5th position for Squadron Ghostworks. Henneberry, good result for him, 6th for the Phantom Ghostworks driver. Chris Heineke, his teammate, will come in 7th. And Leandre Sparks will get 8th position for Sparks Racing. Good drive by him. Gavin Dowse, a solid result, 9th for Synergy Samurai. And Timothy will beat brother Daniel to 10th position in the Alco Talk Racing McLaren. And Leslie Oliphant will recover to 12th position. Good recovery after that huge incident. Oh, he's not finished yet though. Shows a bit of grass there. And Ferrant will get 13th for Alco Racing. And Peter Feldenes will get 14th for Redline Racing. Wade Claessens will complete the top 15 for Synergy Samurai.
Eventful race.
It was a fantastic race, I thought, Gert.
No, absolutely. High quality. Good close racing. A bit of argy-bargy. Lots of skill on show. Only 2 real big incidents that I can think of. And it wasn't as if there was no skill involved there. It was just people trying to take their chances.
Yeah. And yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much, Kat, for joining me this evening. It's been an absolute pleasure.
It was great fun as always.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I think we'll wrap things up here for round 3 of the 2018.2 South African simGT series. Thank you everyone for joining us on this live stream. Of course, we've got the Divisions 2 and 3 races on Wednesday evening for the South African simGT series. This actual race, the 2nd and 3rd divisions. And we look very much forward to those races as well. So until then, all the best until then. Goodbye.
Ciao, ciao.